Welcome back, everyone, to this playlist where we're talking about how to use analytics to improve your sales funnel so that you can get more revenue for your business. And Irene's here to talk with us again, and she's going to explain how to actually set up Google Tag Manager and talk a little bit about Google Analytics and how to get that set up in a little bit more detail. So over to you, Irene.
So now I'm going to show you how you are going to set up your GA4 analytics account. So what you want to do is at the bottom of the left-hand side of your screen is the little cog, and it says admin. That's how you get into the back end of your analytics. This is where you do all your setting up. You do your filters, your goals, etc. Everything. You add your users to the different levels, you know, etc. So this is where the bones of how to set up Google Analytics properly so that you get better reporting. So instead of pressing the upgrade to GA4, what we're doing, because this is all GA4 is just another property. So what we're going to do is we're going to create that property and we're going to say GA4 know your data. And then what you want to do is you want to go through this and you want to set it up so that it's got all the details that are relevant to your business and where you are. And then because we've already got Universal already set up, we just skip that bit and you can show it, just make sure it's not ticked. And then you just hit next. And it asks you a bit more questions than Universal Analytics. Universal Analytics, the old school, was really simple. You just like answered 3 questions, but you've got to, there's a reason why they're asking these questions, because in Google Ads, they're looking, when you are doing advertising online and they're saying, hey, these are the audiences that they create in Google Ads, and they want to know if someone's in the market for what your business does. So you want to make sure that you choose this really well, because it's going to have an impact on your business ads. So advertising, if you're not sure if they have yours in there, then just want to start punching in a word, and obviously that's not giving me arts and entertainment, pets. So jobs, sorry, you might have to edit this one. Oh. Business and industrial, it is. Accidentally punched something. Size of your business, and normally you would hit most of those and if you don't have an app, just miss that one. And then you just press create. And you have a GA4 account, and you'll notice that it's immediately very different in the back end. So I'm just going to, this wants you to do that, and you want to go put in your URL. And then in here, I'm just going to show you, these are what Google is calling enhanced measurements. They're your events that are built in. So they have page views, which is what Universal Analytics has, but then they have scrolls. They also capture when someone leaves your website. They automatically build in your site search, which used to be manually done in Universal. They track your video engagement because video is king. And then they also track file download. So normally those were all something that we would set up custom for you, but there's a few caveats in this. Like the scrolls only start tracking once people get to 90% of your page, which isn't going to give you a useful truth. So normally at Rumble, we will turn this off and use our own scrolling tracking, but everything else is perfect to use. So we want to close that. I haven't made any changes, so I don't have to change anything, save anything, and then you just press create. And then you get, this usually tells you what's, you know, like there's your tracking measurement ID, that is something that we will put into Google Tag Manager, so that we will, actually, you know, we'll demonstrate that rather than trying to explain it, because it's a little bit complicated. And then over here, this is the next step that's really important. You want to connect your universal analytics in here. So I am just going to go and grab that. I wonder if it's going to allow me to copy it without. So you're going to find that in here. You want to go to your tracking code. You want to grab that, and then you want to go back to your GA4, and then you want to go into data streams. I know it's a little bit complicated, but if you follow this step by step, you'll get it. So you'll put your UA tag there, and you'll go RM testing, know your data, so that you know it's both the same. It's really important for me later on down the track as a tracking specialist to put nicknames on things that I'll recognize. And then it's connected to my universal analytics, and that is it. That's GA4 set up. That's connecting with your existing tag. So it's not, you know, Google really needs you to help it along a little bit. Like, yes, it's smart, but if you just put little linkers in, and that's why Google asks you to make sure that you've connected that tag. So you've got your old universal and your new GA, recognizing that even though they've got two different tracking numbers, one's a measurement ID, one's a UA code, that Google will know that's the same business.
Okay, cool. Now, thanks for that, Irene. Now, can you go back, and the other potential situation for people is that they don't actually have universal analytics set up yet. Can you just walk us through the process for getting universal analytics set up?
Oh, from the beginning? All the way from the beginning?
Yeah, so back from the home button. Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you, like, it's so GA4 has a totally different home button than the universal, but because I already have my analytics in GA4, I'm going to go to a Google account that I know that doesn't have it, and I'm going to set up both so that you can see it. So when you come back to your Google Analytics, or even if you just change your Google account, and that and you're already in Google Analytics, and you just change your account, it's going to recognize that there is no analytics at all associated to your new Google account. So it's going to prompt you to set up your Google Analytics. So you want to start measuring, and from here, this is actually GA4 setting up. So we want to go OBL demo. So I'm going to do that, then I'm going to go next, and I'm going to go OBL demo, and you will do the same thing as we did before. And then you want to come in here, and you want to go advanced, and you want to go no, I will have a fake web address that isn't a real one. Don't go there, there's nothing there. And then it will say create both a Google Analytics and a universal account at the same time. And then you just go next, and it asks you those same questions. So we want to go business. I want to say and then you want to go create. This is the next step. When you haven't set one up before, it's going to ask you to agree to their terms and conditions. And so you just need to change the country, tick the two boxes, even though GDPR doesn't quite, you know, it's got questions in there about, you know, measurement controller data. This is all for artificial intelligence. So, and for Google to make its ads smarter. And you have to say yes anyway, because you can't get past this point if you don't. So just accept, And then what will happen is it will land you on the open page. It will also show your measurement ID. And this is what it does automatically. It automatically links your Universal account for you when you do it from scratch. So that is the difference between the two setups we've shown you today. So Universal, going to GA4, you have to connect the tags. If you're setting up GA4 and Universal at the same time, it automatically does it for you.
Cool. Thanks, Irene. And if you're still working your way through and want to have some more information about how to continue setting up all the different tools, go ahead and watch the next playlist.